Hey guys, what's up? It's John, aka Mr. Beach, hanging out with you again today from MyEmeraldCoastBeachHouse.com. Today we are going to explore the 16 things I love about living on the Emerald Coast. And there's a lot to love about living here, so let's get right to it. All right, let's get to the number one reason why I love living in Northwest Florida. No state income tax. That's right. If you move here, we're one of 7 states that offer no state income tax. Now, corporations that do business in Florida, you must file a corporate income tax return. But hey, the fact is, one of 7 states that offers no state income tax, and that's why people are flocking to Florida right now. What does that mean for you? Let's take, for instance, you make $70,000 a year in Florida. Your net take-home pay will be $56,477 per year, or the taxes you'll pay is $13,523. Not bad, especially when you compare tax rates in California. You might be asking yourself, well, how does Florida get taxes then? Well, 75% to 80% of the tax collected every year comes from our state sales tax. The state sales tax here in Florida is around 6%, which is awesome compared to other areas I lived in. Actually, I lived in Tennessee before moving my family here from Memphis, and in Memphis we were paying about 9.5% sales tax. So much cheaper here overall regarding taxes. Now, that makes up for it in other areas such as cost of living. Your insurance is going to be sky high compared to probably where you're living right now. So although there are less taxes, you're always going to pay somewhere. The number 2 reason I love living on the Emerald Coast is that everybody's moving here. This is the place to be. Florida has experienced tremendous growth in the last couple of years. In fact, in the years 2023 to 2024, we experienced 200,000 people that moved here to Florida, and a lot of those moving here to the Emerald Coast. Today I'm in beautiful Rosemary Beach. This is a place you have to see to believe. Now, most of 30A is spoken for. This area down Santa Rosa Beach is pretty much all developed. 75% of the land that's available here is actually national park land. So a lot of the growth is heading out north now to the Freeport area. Also, it's heading out west to the West Panama City Beach area. The growth numbers are staggering. Florida as a whole has been one of the fastest growing states in the U.S., and Northwest Florida is no exception. The region has experienced a steady population increase, with several metro areas seeing substantial growth. For instance, from 2022 to 2023, Florida saw a population rise of 1.9%, adding over 400,000 people. Also, there's the economic growth that comes with more people. Northwest Florida's economy is robust, driven by various sectors. If you're in the medical field here, this is a great place to be. We've grown so quickly that the medical infrastructure has yet to catch up. So lots of folks hiring in the medical field. Real estate and development, that field is exploding as well. If you are in something correlated to real estate, whether that be a contractor, a plumber, an electrician, there are plenty of jobs for you down here. Infrastructure improvements are also propelling growth. For example, the Northwest Florida Beaches International Airport is expanding, which is expected to create hundreds of jobs. There's always construction going on here. If you're in the construction field, plenty of work for you to be had here on the beautiful Emerald Coast. All right, the number 3 reason why I love living here on the Emerald Coast is all the charming beach towns, and I'm talking charming. This place looks like you're stepping into a European city. I'm in Alice Beach today, right in front of Fawnville Press. This is just one of the many towns you can explore here. If you go a little further down the beach here, you'll hit Seacrest and Rosemary Beach. Rosemary Beach, a very special place. You go down this way, you'll hit Seaside. That's where they filmed the Truman Show. A little bit further, you'll hit Destin, and a little bit further that way, you'll hit Panama City Beach. There's literally so many places to explore, and you can really find your vibe. We recommend you watch this channel through and through. We hit up all the towns from 30A to Panama City Beach and Destin. No matter what your vibe is, you'll definitely attract your tribe here on the beautiful Emerald Coast. All right, hanging out with Eli and Owen. Just met him on Alice Beach. Guys, how do you like the beach?
Love it. Great.
Yeah, you can't beat it here. He just moved here, right?
Right.
How you like it so far?
I love it.
There you go, man. Move here. You won't regret it. All right, the number 4 reason why I love living on the Emerald Coast is our schools, guys. The public schools here are absolutely fantastic. Right behind me here, we have Dune Lakes Elementary. This is South Walton County. South Walton County schools, all A+ schools. The lowest ranked school you'll find in this area, up and down the Emerald Coast, is going to be a B+ school. So all of these schools schools here, the highest ranked in Florida. Not only is the public school system great, but they also have some great private schools like the Ohana School in 30A. The Ohana School actually finds what your child's good at, and they set a curriculum that's designed to specifically help them out in whatever field they want to go to. It's a very specialized school. And I've noticed a trend of a lot of folks homeschooling here, and I think that's a great idea. You can find some bigger houses here where you can set a bonus room up as a schoolroom and teach your children right there in your home. All right, enough with the ABCs. Let's get to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reason you should move to the Emerald Coast. All right, the number 5 reason why I like it so much here is because so many people come to visit. So we lived in Fort Wayne, Indiana. That's where Sarah and I first met, and we had our kids, Ruby and Poppy. People come from Fort Wayne, Indiana all the time to Panama City Beach. In fact, that's how we found the place. This used to be our summer destination. We used to stay here all the time with the girls, and we loved it so much that when the opportunity arose, we were like, you know what? We're gonna move to the place that we love. Same thing with our friends from Memphis. It's where I started my first business, Ruby Red Media, and we have people come in all the time and visit from Memphis and from our home state of Indiana, and it's great because we get to see all of our friends, but we get to see them at little increments. They'll come down here for a week, we'll spend a day with them, and it's kind of like we're on vacation with them. So that's a little added bonus, is that everybody comes to visit you, including family, because who doesn't want to come to the beach? Personally, my favorite time to have family come in and visit is going to be during September. September, you still get the warmth, you still get the warm waters, and it's great here because the traffic slows down so much. You really feel like you have the whole place to yourself. Right now, I'm standing behind Splash Resorts. This place is awesome for the kiddos. In fact, our friends that have kids, we often suggest that they stay here. You can get a rental in one of these places for $1,500 for the week, which is pretty low price during the off season. And it's great because they have a whole kiddie water park on the inside there. And our kids that have younger kids, we hang out with them in the kiddie pool. It is a blast. Definite bonus to living here is the fact that people always come to visit. All right, we're all the way up to number 6 in my favorite things about living on the Emerald Coast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and also hit me up with an email if you have any questions, john@rubyredmedia.com, or you can reach me direct at 850-943-7777. The reason why I love living here, reason number 6, is the diversity of real estate. Guys, there is literally something for everyone here. Right now I am in one of my favorite spots. This is the west side at Panama City Beach, and this is kind of like, I think, the oasis of Panama City Beach. 30A, you got this right in the middle, and there's all sorts of real estate investment opportunities here, from older mobile homes sitting on lots. As you can see behind me, this is an older house right here. It's been here for probably 30-40 years. A lot of people buying these kinds of homes, tearing them down, making new builds, and selling these new builds for close to $1 million. So you have that here on the west side, where you can get a $500,000 house that's ready for short-term rental, no HOA, close to the beach, golf cart friendly community, to Panama City Beach, where you have all the condos and also single family homes. Going into Santa Rosa over here in 38, you have some of the highest price per square feet real estate in all of the Southeast. I mean, it is amazing. They're actually calling it the Hamptons of the South over there. You have Alice Beach, you have Rosemary Beach, you have Seacrest, you have Seaside, Watercolor, all these wonderful places. And if you are a big time investor, you're wanting some place to park your money, 1031 exchanges, we do them all the time. Real estate here is the economy. It's basically what runs this sucker. So there's plenty of options for folks looking to invest in our market. Lots of opportunity if you're looking to fix and flip. The real estate possibilities are endless here on the Emerald Coast. All right, number 7 in my favorite things about living on the Emerald Coast is all the hidden gems. I am today here at the Powell boat ramp, and there's nobody here. Lake Powell is an incredible dune lake. And dune lakes are very special to our area. In fact, they're unique to this area. There's not many of them of the world. Not a lot of people know about this place. As you can see, they got a basketball court. They got these beautiful picnic areas. There's only one car parked here, and that's my car. There's no boats at the boat ramp today. This place is wonderful because Lake Powell, you can actually drop in your boat here, go around to the inlet, park on the inlet, and you have access to the beach via boat. And you have access to this wonderful lake Look, nobody's out here. Can you believe it? It's only me. Now this dune lake, Lake Powell, is actually connected to a state park, Camp Helen State Park, one of my favorite places to go. But this is amazing, guys. We're talking peak of summer here. It's a double red flag day, and nobody knows about this place. You have so many hidden gems here. Not only beautiful Lake Powell and its park, but you also have the incredible springs that are just an hour north of here. There's so much fun things to do that a lot of tourists don't know about. And it's an adventure, always, every day. Take a look at this. Look at this, guys. It's a lake. Boat ramp. Plenty of places for boat parking up here. And here it is, peak season, and I'm the only person here. Can you believe it? Wow, it's just amazing to me that this place offers fun and awesome places like this. As a local and as you do more exploring in the Emerald Coast, you'll find plenty of places like this, places which way off the beaten path. If you have any places that you really love that I haven't shared, why don't you hit me up in the comments and I'll make sure to share it in a future video. All right, the number 8 reason to move to the Emerald Coast is the community involvement and all the excellent festivals they have here. Now, I've become a member of several different chambers here, which is great because all the local area businesses really tend to help each other out. If you're a business owner coming in here, the networking situation is great. There's a lot of business owners here that want to pass new business to folks that are new here. If you're in the construction field, you'll definitely want to join the chamber or a BNI group, as these are perfect. Also, there are incredible festivals here. The festivals here start right outside of peak season lasting from the end of May until the end of August. These festivals start in the summer and they're so much fun. We have the Pirate Festival, we have Oktoberfest here in Panama City Beach. Lots of festivals, something's going on every weekend that you're here on the Emerald Coast, and there's always something to get into. A lot of people go, well, you know, is it going to be boring living there? It is not boring at all. There is always something going on here on the Emerald Coast. And the number 9 reason why I love living here is the family fun places to go here. Now, we have a 4 and a 5-year-old, Ruby and Poppy, and since we moved here, their life has changed dramatically. Not only is the preschools absolutely great here, I highly recommend PCB Academy. If you're in the PCB area and you have a little one below 5 years old, they have a great curriculum for teaching them. Ruby hits kindergarten next year. She already knows how to read. That is amazing. I don't think I learned how to read until 1st grade, but that's how they're teaching the kids here, and great place to go for education. But not only education, family fun things to do. Right now I'm outside Shipwreck Island Water Park, one of our favorite places to go, and the best place about Shipwreck Island is it only costs $125 for a season pass per year. So for the family, we have $500. We get season passes all year long. Anytime there's double red flags like there are today, we can take the whole family to Shipwreck Island to have a great time. They're open daily throughout the summer, starting Memorial Day weekend all the way until the end of August, and then they have weekends in April and May. There's also mini golf attractions everywhere. You could go to the many plentiful parks we have here. There's playgrounds literally everywhere. One of our favorite spots to go to that nobody really knows about is the Rosemary Beach playgrounds. Lots of fun stuff for the kids to do here. Go-karts, anything that you can think of that's kid-friendly, it's here. This is the family-friendly environment, and it's really focused in on children. So definitely one of my favorite reasons of living here is the things to do for the kids. It is a blast. They're in heaven here on the Emerald Coast. All right, now it's time for the number 10 reason I love the Emerald Coast, and this might be kind of a duh moment, as the beaches here are absolutely incredible. To tell you the truth, when we first moved here, we were trying to decide between St. Pete Beach and the Emerald Coast. Well, we kind of looked at the prices of the homes here on Panama City Beach area, West Panama City Beach area, and then we looked at St. Pete. The price of entry for anything close to oceanfront in St. Pete was $1 million, and the price of something oceanfront or close to the oceanfront here started at $500,000, making the decision very easy for us on where we wanted to park our family. If you look at these beaches on the Emerald Coast, they are so unique in the fact that they are just so unbelievably beautiful. We didn't like that St. Pete's Beach was a little rocky. These beaches here have crystal clear waters, and it's the most beautiful emerald green. The sand is beautiful. It's white sugary sand, and it actually squeaks when you walk on it. And people ask, well, how is the sand so white here? Well, basically what happened is during the last ice age, all the mountains in the Great Smokies, when they recessed, apparently all the quartz got pulled over here into this area of the world. And this is why our white sandy beaches are the way they are. Now, I'm no geologist, but that's what I've been told. Very beautiful beaches. It's something that can't be beat. And the great part about this is, at least here in Bay County, all of our beaches are public. So you can go to any beach up and down Bay County, except for a couple beaches. There's Bidawee Beach. They have only access to the Bidawee people in their neighborhood. But for the most part, anywhere up and down the coast, free beaches, okay? Why is that different? Well, if you're in South Walton Beach, they've recently had a situation where some beaches are private. So the people that own those big McMansions on the beach now have access to that, and it's their private beach, which is causing quite a headache. If you're here visiting, you have to go find a public beach, and those public beach accesses are very small sometimes. That is a drawback to living there. We love West Panama City Beach as a place to locate, as we can go down there any time of the year. The only time I've been down there where it's super busy has been Memorial Day weekend. Of course, 4th of July, those big holidays, West Panama City Beach, it might find a hard time finding a place to park, but for the most part, those beaches are isolated. In fact, we love coming down there after October because there's nobody there. It's literally you on the beach. We have drone photos of all around us, and we're the only people on the beach for miles. Truly serene. You will love the beaches here on the Emerald Coast. All right, it's time for the 11th reason why I love living on the Emerald Coast, and that, my friends, is the weather. Okay, right now we're in the middle of June. I'm wearing a protective fish shirt. I am perfectly fine out here. It's around 88 degrees right now, and we have a heavy wind coming in. We got double red flags today, but that's a constant here. Not the double red flags, but the wind coming in. Now, before we lived here, we lived in Memphis, Tennessee. It would get just as hot there. The only thing is, there's never a sea breeze coming through, so it gets oppressively hot. Here, you don't have that problem. You always have some sort of shore breeze coming off the breeze, or off the ocean, off the Gulf, and it keeps everything cooler here. Now, some people might disagree with me, but I absolutely love being here during the summertime. It's just enough sea breeze to keep you cool. Now, let's talk about the winter months here. The winter months here actually are my favorite. You have a high in the mid 60s to low 60s in January and February. That is the dead time here, but you know what? It's great. You throw on a sweatshirt, some shorts, go out to the beach, nobody's out there. The weather's just cool enough to where you kind of feel a winter vibe, and you could actually feel a little bit Christmassy and New Year's Eve here. Throw a sports coat on and feel perfectly comfortable. The weather here is fantastic. People often ask about the water temperature. Now, the water temperature starts falling off in the first month of November. So up until November, you can get in this water here and have a great time with no wetsuit. Anything after November, you're gonna need a wetsuit up until about the middle of March. About the middle of March, the weather starts turning, the temperature of the Gulf starts turning, and you can go ahead and jump in at that point. What time does it get hot? Guys, we're looking at a water temperature right now of 86 degrees in June. That starts about the 4th week of May, okay? So it's a little bit chillier water. Sometimes we hover around the 70-degree mark, right around April. It's still plenty warm for our girls to jump in. They love checking out the Gulf in April when nobody's here. I highly recommend coming and checking this place out in April or May, as we have great weather. Water's still cool, but warm enough to get into, and you don't have to worry about hurricanes. The Gulf has been so cool for so long. Hurricane season doesn't start to January 1st, so you don't have to worry about that ruining your holiday plans. If you don't have kids, great time to visit April or May, as the weather's perfect here on the Emerald Coast. Guys, the number 12 reason why I love living here is the low crime rate here. You know, we moved from Memphis, Tennessee. Our car got stolen out of our driveway. My wife is from a small town in Indiana. She couldn't handle it. She woke up every night with nightmares. We had a very successful business there in Memphis, but you know what? It was just too much. The crime got to us. We had to escape, and when we escaped here, we realized there's virtually no crime here. You won't see very much violent crime at all. Very little car thefts and break-ins, whereas in Memphis, everything was running rampant. Here, it's not that way. The police force here is very strong, and they do not put up with anybody coming into our areas and causing havoc. Most of the crime you will see will be beach-related crimes, so that would be tourists coming down from other places, and they'll do silly stuff like break into cars. I've never seen it happen to anybody I know personally. I have heard of some instances where people get golf carts stolen, etc. But for the most part, the crime rate here is extremely low. We feel safe day or night walking around our neighborhood. Not a thought that there's any danger anywhere around us. If you're raising a family, this is a great place to do it. If you'd like some more information on what might be best for your family, I would love to talk to you about it. My number is 850-943-7777, or you can reach me at john@rubyredmedia.com. We get hundreds of calls and emails each week. We love talking to people about moving to the Emerald Coast. That's why I'm doing this YouTube channel. We can't wait to speak with you. The number 13 reason why I love this area is the people. Guys, this is the South. This is the Bible Belt. This is the home of nice people and sweet tea. Everywhere you go, you're gonna get some smiling faces and people that actually wanna be your friend. Now, I will warn you at first, because this is such a transient market and people are in and out all the time, it takes a little while to get to know folks. But once they know that you're sticking around, some of the best folks I've met in my life, I have so many positive role models that I've met here, just really good people. If you like sweet tea, you like good folks, you're gonna love living here because we are literally surrounded by the best folks in the nation. And guess what? They all want to be here. They're happy to be here, except for some of the ones on Facebook that are very angry about living here. But don't pay attention to those guys. Overall, this is one of my favorite places that I've ever lived, and the people are what makes the difference. Everyone here is happy to be here. They want to be here. And you know, you get the influx of tourists. Guess what? When the tourists are here, yeah, some of them don't know how to drive, and some of them mess up traffic flow, and of course that can make you a little angry. But overall, generally, people are very happy to be here. They're at paradise, they're enjoying their vacation, and they're in a good mood. So hey, just give them a good smile. Enjoy your life down here, because face it, you're living in paradise, and who doesn't like living in paradise? All right, and the number 14 reason why I love living here in the Emerald Coast, Destin to PCB, is the light traffic relative to other areas of the world. Now, I drove to Atlanta last week, and that's traffic, my friend. Traffic down here is not that bad. Now, you'll hear locals complain about it a lot. It is true. During peak season, which we're in peak season right now, it can take up to an hour to get from one side of Panama City Beach to the other because of all the beach traffic. But compared to big city traffic, this is not a big deal, y'all. And if you start to realize the traffic patterns, which people that are coming in from Freeport often complain about the traffic over there. Freeport traffic is a problem because it's grown so quickly. It hasn't had an opportunity for the infrastructure to catch up to the growth there. It can cause to some traffic congestion there, but compared to major cities, guys, this is very, very small. In fact, I had some clients in last week from Orlando. They were looking out in Freeport, and I warned them. I said, look, on Saturdays, there's always people driving in at 4 p.m. to check into their hotels, and there's always people driving out on that Freeport bridge at 10 a.m. to leave. So there becomes a big traffic congestion. You have to be aware of that when you're living here. Well, as we were going across the bridge at 4 o'clock, all the beach traffic was coming in, and my client was like, John, are you kidding me? Is this what you were complaining about? So I guess it's really all relative to where you're at and what kind of traffic situations you're used to. For that particular client, the guy from Orlando, he thought it was absolutely ridiculous that I was complaining about the beach traffic, and he was like, dude, I thought it was going to be so much worse than that. So yes, there is traffic here, but compared to other major metropolitan cities, it's very minute. It's all about how you look at things. All right, the number 15 reason why we love living on the Emerald Coast is the fishing. Oh my goodness, the fishing is so good here. If you're a sportsman, this is a sportsman in paradise. Right now, I'm on the Russell Fields Pier, which they have a bait shop here that you can rent poles, $19 for 4 hours. They have a group of people in there that are true professional fishermen. They fish this pier every day. You could go in there, you could ask them what's biting. They have 24-hour bait. Very great spot to catch fish is right here on the here. Also, don't sleep on Destin, guys. Destin originally started off as a fishing village, and the reason why it started off a fishing village is because the fish are plentiful out there. Do yourself a favor, take one of those party boats, take out a charter boat for the day, get out there, do some deep sea fishing. Right now, we're in red snapper season, which is my favorite time of the year. You go out there, you catch your limit of 2, but man, it is great. The fish is some of the best tasting fish you'll find anywhere on the coast, and they're super easy to catch as the season only lasts a month. This year it's lasting 2 months. So if you're into red snapper, definitely charter a boat outside of Destin, take it out. They also have party boats available there where you can have a 10-hour fishing trip for $135 per person. This is a very affordable way to get out deep sea fishing and catch your limit of red snapper. All right, the very last reason why I love living on the Emerald Coast is our airports. Now, I'm not gonna drive all the way out the airport today, guys. It's a little too far. We do have 2 different airports. We have the Destin Airport, which is all the way out east, and then we have Northwest Florida Airports that's just north of Panama City Beach. Both airports tiny, both airports very easily to access. The overnight parking at the airports is cheap as can be. I believe it's $11 a night if you park it long term. And you know, it's really easy to get through the lines there. We have direct flights to Atlanta coming out of Northwest Florida beaches, also Dallas, and the same and even more at the Destin Airport, VPS. So our airports here are absolutely fantastic. It makes it very easy to travel the country when you don't have to navigate a very large airport. All right, that does it for us today, guys. Thanks so much for watching the video. We appreciate it if you like and subscribe to our channel. Also, if you have any questions, be sure to hit us up in the comments below. My number is 854-943-7777. Seven's gonna take you to heaven here on the beautiful Emerald Coast. If you'd like to learn more about our area and maybe some of the pros and cons, check out this video right here. It's a great video that I produced that gives you all the pros and the cons of living on the Emerald Coast. Thanks, we'll see you next time.